Welcome to Tech Talk 2020 with Sanjay Parker, the show where you get smarter together with us. I'm Sanjay Parker, and I'm here with my co-host, Mike Carswell. Today with what was previously known as a phony hawk here. It's not looking so good. We're going to talk about sleep assistance and digital sleep assisters. That's my new name for it.
Wow. Hey, this is Mike Carswell. So glad to be here with you guys here on Tech Talk 2020. It's a beautiful Wednesday evening here at WINT Radio, 1330 a.m. And we're also 101.5 FM. You can catch us on Facebook Live. You can also tune into WINTradio.com. There's so many ways to get to us, Sanjay. And we're going to talk about sleeping, which I hope nobody falls asleep during this show. I'm really hoping that's the case.
Oh, yes, thank you. Just kidding. Obviously. Welcome again. Thank you for joining our show today. Really, sleep, obviously we know, is so important. Mike, how many hours do you sleep a night?
Probably like most people out there, not enough. I am probably teetering on the 5.5 hours. I wish I could get more. And there are days that I actually get more than that, but probably 5 to 5.5 hours.
That's cool.
Yeah.
That's cool.
That's not cool.
I target 7. If I get 7, I'm so good. You know, you do have to pay. Have you heard of the sleep bank?
The sleep bank? No.
Yeah, you borrow from the sleep bank, right? And you have to pay it back at some point. Some
Gotcha.
days it's just crashing on a Saturday and spending some time in bed paying back the sleep bank. But the sleep bank will always collect.
I do my best to try to get a nap on Sunday afternoons. Not every Sunday, but many Sundays I do. And it's, hey, look, God said the seventh day was for chilling out, man.
That's
and
right.
Actually,
But
technically,
isn't the seventh day is Saturday?
Technically, it would be Saturday, but you know what? Because we go to church on Sunday, we just apply it there. But I try to sleep Sunday afternoon, so don't you dare send me any messages about Sunday afternoon 3:45, because I'm out. I'm out, man.
So
usually do the Browns games when I'm sleeping.
Right. Oh man, good. That's a good way to spend your time.
Sorry, guys.
These past 17 years. So, sleep. Okay,
Yes,
so
yes.
let's understand a little bit about how people sleep before we can talk about how digital assistants and sensors and the Internet of Things can help
Right.
you get better quality sleep.
Yeah, technology and sleep. Let's time
Right.
together.
So
I'm
you have
looking forward to it.
sleep cycles, right?
Okay.
So typically people go through, you get in bed and then you have an amount of time before you go to sleep. Now, sleepologists, I just made up that term, but the people who talk about sleep and study it, they really think that if you're spending more than 10 minutes in your bed before falling asleep, you're screwing yourself up.
What?
It's not. You should be out within 10 minutes of getting into bed.
Man, I've
Now-
been screwing up for years.
The interesting thing, the dichotomy here is that when people get into their bed today, a lot of people, they love having their phone with them because you read, catch up on stuff. For me, it's a very relaxing wind down time, but that 10 minutes can turn into 30 real quickly, right?
Oh, yeah, absolutely.
Right, and you're trying not to wake up your spouse or whatever, and it's like, and then you...
No, wait a minute. That's a guy thing. We try not to wake up our spouse, but my wife comes in, she turns the lights on, she bangs. Ooh, is that...
Yeah,
Am I being stereotypical here, man?
No,
Am I getting you in trouble?
No, never. Boy, that would be bad. But...
yeah, some other time.
Yeah, sometimes you're like sports, right? You go to you want to read the story about a game, but then it auto plays a video, right? Have
Sure,
you ever done
absolutely.
that? It's like,
Oh, yeah.
man, come on. But anyway, that blue light, that blue wavelength that comes on the phones in the day and on monitors and TV screens, it actually puts your brain into a mode that says, let's get hyperactive. Let's not shut down. Let's not go to sleep. So it's really bad to do your phone before you go to bed.
Gotcha. Okay, I'm going to take heed to that, and maybe we'll come up with a new rule in our house about beds and phones. Probably won't last, but
Right.
I will consider that.
It's such a big problem that Apple, in one of its recent iOS updates, it was probably about 12 months ago, released something called night shift mode. Is it night shift? Night shift.
I'm thinking night fever, man. The Bee Gees are popping in my head right away when you say that.
No, but
Must
it
be
turns your
night
phone and you can
fever.
program it. You can program it so that it removes all the blue light from your phone at that time. So it's kind of like a yellowish orange, but it's much easier on the eyes and easier on the brain in terms of exciting it at night. So you can actually look at your phone later at night without getting that brain excitement.
So you're saying it's got something to do with the color blue. I will say this, though, is that I charge my phone and I use my phone as an alarm, as significant numbers of people out there do. So that's why it's bedside.
Yep. So that's okay,
I mean,
just as long as you don't use it. In fact, I'm going to talk to us on the show about how to keep your phone near your bed and have it help you sleep better.
I'm listening.
Right. So one, don't look at it before bed if you can. If you have
You
to.
said in bed. In bed.
In bed.
Okay.
Or before bed. I mean, really, probably an hour before you go to bed, you should not have any digital screen time.
Maybe we should try reading.
Yeah. Right.
Try reading a book.
Right. And actually, even a Kindle, with the way that it has that passive mode, that's better for you than, not as good as a carbon-based book.
Mm-hmm.
But try not to use your phone or a digital screen. If you do, use the night shift mode or whatever you can to get rid of that blue light. The way that we sleep, so we have multiple cycles per night. Typically starts off with a light sleep,
Okay.
then a deeper sleep,
Mm-hmm.
and then something called REM sleep. You've heard of REM
Yep.
sleep, right?
Rapid eye movement.
Yep. And it's real deep. And that, that whole cycle, happens multiple times per night. It's typically 90-minute cycles.
Okay.
So you might have 3 or 4 of those a night, depending on how long you sleep and depending on how well you sleep.
Mm-hmm.
You want to have those cycles. So you go light sleep, REM sleep, light sleep, deep sleep, REM sleep. Each cycle, 90 minutes. REM sleep is roughly 25 minutes of that.
Mm-hmm.
So that's really good. That's where everything happens, where you have your dreams. That's a real good brain resting time,
Gotcha.
right? Even though it sounds like your brain's active. It's just amazing. Your body repairs itself when you're sleeping. In fact, some of the bad things that can happen to you with sleep deprivation?
I'm sure you could run off the road. I'm sure that you can misspell words. I'm sure that you can be unsuccessful at work. I'm sure you can be unsuccessful at school. I'm sure you can be cranky. I've experienced all those, except for the driving off the road.
You nailed it. I mean, you can get fat. Your metabolism can go awry.
I didn't say that one, but I'll take it.
You can become dumb, right? Because your brain can't function. It's been proven that not enough sleep actually makes you feel like you're in an alcohol-induced state most of the day, right? It can be bad performance at work because your clarity of thinking and your ability to go into something called a zone where you're having deep thinking, it's kind of called flow.
Mm-hmm.
There's something called the Flow Genome Project that studied that you won't get into deep thought.
You can't get to that level.
You just can't because your brain is kind of muddied up. So
your body's going,
oh yeah,
tired.
Yeah, it's just really bad. It also does things like reduces your willpower. Like you might be so tired, you're like, oh, I'm just gonna drink this 9th cup of coffee, or I'm gonna have that big chocolate cake, or you know what, I'm gonna go buy this impulse buy thing. It's all been proven. So definitely try to get as much quality sleep as you can. We're going to talk about that in a bit and how technology helps.
Yes.
So where are you at now? Are you so excited for these digital assistants to help you make your life better when you're sleeping?
I'm confessing here. I think just step number 1, I'm a baby steps guy. So baby steps guy, I've got a book I've been crawling through. So maybe I should elevate the speed in that book. And I have it bedside. And, okay. I got to confess, there's not enough nights where I pick it up and get through it. I'm still in chapter 7. And I want to get through this thing. So I'm going to go on a little phone fast at night here just to try to
That's
train
good.
myself.
You're not excited about it, but it's probably the right thing.
It's like eating Brussels sprouts and broccoli. I'm not necessarily excited about it, but I know it's good for me. Sean, are you eating Brussels sprouts and broccoli more often? Look at him. Our board op is an unhealthy millennial.
I had broccoli today. I did. Just like an hour ago. So,
all right, go ahead.
Anyway, got to get that good sleep. Make sure it's dark.
It's
all
good
the
for
stuff,
you.
Stuff.
Yes.
Now, there are some things that are bad when you wake up, right? If you wake up in the middle of a sleep cycle or REM sleep, it's kind of jarring for you, right? So you want to be in light sleep when you wake up in that part of the cycle.
Okay.
So if you
Who determines that?
It can be determined by a wearable, which detects your motion. It can be determined by a phone placed on your bed somewhere that uses the accelerometers within the phone to detect movement and motion. So we know that in light sleep, you move a little bit more than in deep sleep, and even less potentially than REM sleep. So those cycles for you can be customized, and it knows where you are, and it'll do your alarm within let's say a 15-minute window that says, look, get me up at either 6 o'clock or 6:15.
Options.
But try to get me when I'm in my light sleep.
Okay. So
and then you wake up more energetic, right?
Okay, go ahead. So you're saying that their monitors can tell which one to, or if you're in deep sleep, REM sleep, or my brain's cutting out on me here. See, I didn't get enough sleep last night. Light sleep, deep sleep, or REM sleep. So it can tell which one that you're in.
Yep.
And then it will wake you preferably in light sleep.
Yep.
Not REM.
Yep.
REM or deep, those are places you want to stay.
I think so. I mean, that's where you're most lost. So have you ever been awakened by loud noise or something and you're pretty alert pretty quickly?
Sure.
Right. And have you been awakened by a loud noise or something and you're groggy still for a while?
No, sometimes I just sleep right through that when the thunderstorms come through. Did you hear that last night, honey?
That sounds like me.
Hear what?
Yeah. Right. I heard myself snoring.
Oh, yeah. I've done
So,
that too.
these things will track your sleep. It'll also tell you, hey, you only slept, your target is 7 hours, you've slept 5 hours and 24 minutes based on when you put this phone down and you went into sleep, right? We can tell all that stuff, right? Based on you, it's generally accurate. So you can do all that stuff. And then you can get a log of your sleep and you can look back and say, instead of you saying, Sanjay, well, I sleep about 5.5 hours, you could say, well, on average, I sleep 5 hours, 17 minutes, and 22 seconds over the past 90 days.
Sure.
My target in the past week has gone down. I'm doing a lot of extra stuff. So having that information allows you to do that. They can also tell you, okay, Mike, you need to go to bed a little bit earlier if you want to time the cycle of your sleep to wake up during this light sleep and all that fun stuff, or wherever, it's best for your body to wake up.
So we have 90-minute cycles where we go through the light sleep, deep sleep, and REM sleep. So the body monitor or the sleep tracker is going to tell us where we are in the cycle and use that to help us figure out our own health, but also when it's best for us to be awakened.
Yeah, absolutely.
That's the conclusion of the matter, everyone. We're getting smarter together.
Yeah, and the goal is how do you get better quality sleep? And there's apps that are free. There's apps that, we'll talk about that, have a little price tag that will help you. There's even something I knew. I just saw this in a Fast Company magazine today. It's a multi-page ad for something pretty cool, and I think it's the it's the culmination of everything being smart. Okay.
What about a new mattress? I'm sure that helps too.
Yes, new mattresses will help. Just having a routine too helps you sleep. Right. This is what you do before you go to bed. This is what time you go to bed, and your body likes that kind of continuity.
Discipline. Mm-hmm. Discipline. So we did that with the kids. It's really funny when it was time for the kids to go to bed. They were commissioned to go to bed at a certain time, and we stuck pretty hard to that bedtime.
Yep.
Flexing around a little bit with that, and they were better students and so better athletes when they get their rest. So you're telling me that as an adult in my busy working world, I still need to stick to something similar to that, right?
It is a truth. Yes.
Dr. Parker's landed on us tonight, guys. We're not only getting technically stronger, we're getting healthier. And more sleep will help you be more healthier. I'm assuming that.
Yep.
That's good.
All right.
That's good. Who am I to argue?
That's right. So we're going to take a quick break here, and when we come back,
we're
going to talk about some of the apps we can use and talk about where all of this stuff is headed in terms of the sleep technology.
And I don't want any of you guys to fall asleep during the break. There's some exciting messages coming for you in the next 30 seconds, 60 seconds.
Yep.
But thank you for tuning in to Tech Talk 2020. Mike Carswell, Sanjay Parker here, loving it up, talking about technology and getting smarter together here on WINT 1330 AM and 101.5 FM, Integrity Radio.
God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Thank a veteran.
We're old school. This is Ron Trzynski of the Original Mattress Factory, and we don't go along with what's popular. We choose instead to stick with what's right. We believe in quality and are committed to building mattresses that are not only comfortable, but offer support and durability as well. We only believe in new technology when it adds value as opposed to just increasing price. As a result, we still build our mattresses equally on both sides so they can be flipped and turned to provide you with a better quality sleep for a longer period of time. We still use natural cotton in our upholstery layers to provide you with natural, breathable comfort. We also still use real working modular box springs that bend and flex to help extend the life of your entire mattress set. While none of these old school practices are common today, every single one of them helps to create a better bed, and therefore a better value. That's why we follow them. And that's why we're more than just a mattress store. So experience an original at the original mattress factory.
You can't always count on many things in life, but at Great Harvest Bread, you can count on bread baked fresh daily using freshly milled 100% whole wheat. Never any preservatives or additives, just pure ingredients. The result? Bread that tastes simply amazing. And their goodies menu adds to your shopping experience with choices of energy bars, biscotti, apple cinnamon muffins, banana walnut batter bread, and much more. For family or entertaining, visit Great Harvest Bread in Menor, just east off Heisley Road, 9440 Menor Avenue, and greatharvestmenor.com.
Junior back to the bottom. Logano fails to block, and Junior wants the lead.
Keeping you in the race.
This is the Motor Racing Network, the voice of NASCAR.
Northeast Ohio's fix for your need for speed. Integrity Radio, WINT.
Welcome back to Tech Talk 2020 with Sanjay Parker. I'm Sanjay Parker here with my co-host Mike Carswell, who has managed to stay awake the whole time on 5 minutes of sleep a night. Is that what you said? 5 hours, 5 minutes, whatever. It's very small. He's just a man who does not stop. So thank you for sticking with me through this.
Well, I'll tell you what, Sanjay, it's glad to be here, but, I am getting a little tired, so let's get on with the show here. Not enough rest.
Excellent.
I slept wonderfully last night.
We're going to talk about how to get an amazing night's sleep consistently for you. We're talking about sleep trackers, sleep tools, things that you can use on your phone, and technology that will allow you to make the best out of the time that you spend in your bed. And, the phrase used to be, we spend a third of our lives sleeping, but nobody really sleeps 8 hours anymore. I don't know anybody.
Yeah, I think we should sleep maybe 8 hours. Boy, I don't know when I've gotten 8 hours sleep. Actually, last Saturday, though, I stayed in bed 8 hours. I know that. I wasn't asleep the whole time, but I was in bed because I had nowhere to go. It was a wonderful Saturday morning where I didn't have anywhere to go or anything pertinent till about 10 o'clock, so it was pretty amazing. But that doesn't happen often enough. And so let's get smarter together about our sleep. Let's do that.
Right. Well, let's talk about some of the apps that you can use to help track your sleep. I actually had one called Calm, C-A-L-M, and I believe it was free, and it's just something that kind of tracks your sleep a little bit. And
Calm.
I think it also has some sounds built in. You can tell that I really haven't used it lately, but the idea was great, and it's going to give you some tips on when you need to go to sleep and all of that fun stuff. But here's some stuff that was recently reviewed, and one of them is called Motion X 24/7. It's a 99-cent app. It's available for your iPhones, and it's not just a sleep tracker. It's a pedometer, so it'll track your steps.
Okay.
It'll also track your heart rate, and it'll do things like that. You can enter in your body weight and your workout, so it gives you a more holistic picture of your activities.
But do you have to enter that information, or is it like monitored for you?
Yeah, so the heart rate monitor monitors it for you, but the anything around body weight and all that stuff, don't stand on your iPhone. Do not try that at home. You'll have to put that in, or get it from another device like a Fitbit Aria, those digital scales and stuff like that.
Well, I'm an Android guy, and I have a health app on my phone. That's part of it. So that monitors my steps. I can enter everything that I eat during the day if I want to, which I've been told to do that, and I haven't done it yet.
Yeah.
But also, it will ask me occasionally how long I slept. Did I have a good night's rest? Rated on a star of 1 to 5. How my sleep was. But again, I have to enter that information.
Yep.
And I'm lazy, forgetful, or just plain old human, and I don't technically do that like I should. It'd be great if something did.
Are you talking about the food?
Yeah, if it monitored the food, if it monitored the food intake, if it monitored the amount of sleep that I got, if it monitored, it monitors how many steps I take if my phone's on me.
Yeah.
So anyway, it's not perfect yet, but we're getting in our way, I'm sure.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, there probably will, and there are devices that will analyze contents of something and caloric values. But by the time you do all that, you might as well just type in what you did.
I had lasagna for dinner.
Right. Just lasagna, 7 servings, and then you got it.
7. I don't think so.
Oh, man. So that's a kind of cool one. But a lot of these apps, too, including that Motion X 24/7, it will record sound when it detects motion. So you can find out why you were moving.
Okay,
and
there's
so
some sounds I'm making you don't want to know
on
about.
the historical chart of your sleep activity, it will embed the sound clip. So you can see if it was maybe your wife telling you or, Mike, did you throw out the garbage, right? Or, it could be the dog jumping up on the bed or whatever it is, right?
Don't remind me. I have a decibel meter application, so I'm going to tell my wife that next time I'm snoring, which will be tonight, of course, hit that button and find out just how loud that snoring is.
You got it. Actually, it's good for people who snore to see, like, okay, I did, and here it is, and here's the time, and here's how it affected my sleep. Mm-hmm. It's also, some of these apps, like, let's say Sleep Cycle, right? That's another 99-cent app. You can choose the music that it'll wake you up to, on those cycles. There's something called Sleep Time, which also includes white noise and nature sounds to help you fall asleep. And so that's kind of neat to have all of that ambient noise and things to just
That's
get
when
your
you're
brain.
struggling to go to sleep?
Yeah, or, I don't know. Here's the thing.
Okay.
If you're super tired at night, it's easy to fall asleep. But rarely do you wake up refreshed, right? Mm-hmm. When you're super tired and you fall asleep, almost no matter how long you sleep, you still wake up tired because you've got to pay the bank. Plus, perhaps you weren't in the right frame to get proper sleep. You might be out and unconscious, but you're not getting that proper cycle. So some of these things around white noise, you got to get thoughts out of your mind. You got to be in a way that allows you to sleep. I haven't read all of the literature on it to get prepped for the show, but it makes sense, right?
Oh, yeah.
Imagine getting a massage, right? And having this Japanese, haiku-related music, and you walk in your nice terry cloth robe, and you go over and you lie down to all this cool music, and you fall asleep. I think that'd be one of the best sleeps that you've ever gotten.
That's not going to happen.
Or imagine this. Running like a series of sprints and just getting so exhausted and then eating a huge meal and just dragging yourself to bed and falling asleep. You'd probably be pretty tired, but I don't think the quality of that sleep would be good.
Well, I know as an athlete in school, you work yourself hard and, you were young and stupid, so you didn't get the rest you need all the time. But during the season, it was really intelligent if you want to be a good athlete to get your rest. And so I was pretty good about that. And I must say that, physical exercise is part of this equation here too. So technology helps us in that perspective as far as letting you know how active you should or can be. There's some pedometers that say you need to do 10,000 steps, how much active activity that you have per day. I even saw a commercial today that said sitting is the new smoking. Because maybe people aren't smoking anymore, or less smokers, but we sit on our fat behinds all the time. And
I know a lot of people who take sit breaks and smoke breaks. Does that mean they have like a dual addiction? 'Cause they're like, I got to go sit.
and smoke. Yikes.
No, that's a great point. You're right.
Sure.
It's just, there's so much to, random stat too, I just heard. Mm-hmm. We think we're living longer than we used to.
Correct.
Some people are saying, based on the data, we absolutely are not.
Okay.
Because when you take out infant mortality and dying during childbirth, we've solved those problems with medicine. When you take an average, I think it was like 400 years ago, people, how long they lived, if they made it past the age of 20, it was a lot longer. It's like 15% or something, the guy was saying, than today. And so we're doing things to shorten our lives, right? And we're expecting medicine to fix it on the back end.
That's kind of scary, but I have pharmaceutical knowledge in my background many, many years ago. And we don't have a lot of time to go into the technology of it all. But if you get your rest, if you eat properly, and then you get your exercise, those three things, you're going to be pretty healthy.
Yep.
You're going to be pretty healthy. So
Yep, absolutely.
I'm going to take a nap after the show, I think. So how should I monitor my sleep after I take
you definitely. So, athletes too, with some of the technologies they've done in the NBA, right? Like they've put sophisticated cameras into each arena, right? And they're tracking player movements, and now they're even down to a science of how many times each player should dribble before they shoot to get the maximum accuracy. They've also shown, you've seen this in the NBA, Mike, in the past few years, that shooting a three-point shot or a layup is much more effective than a long mid-range shot, right? So you don't see those anymore. They've basically stamped them out using data analytics, and nobody's doing those little long two-pointers anymore.
Except for DeMar DeRozan for the Toronto Raptors. That's him.
Yeah.
I mean, no, he's the guy that hits a shot around the free throw, if you guys, and he masters that. And there are some guys that really do that.
Right.
Just stepping out another 3 feet for them to shoot a three-pointer.
That's really gone away a lot. They've, but they've also tracked player sleep and how that impacts their performance. And so they're telling the player how much sleep they should get. Too much sleep is probably not good either, right?
Yeah, I'm not a big fan of three-pointer, by the way, just so you know.
Yeah, I know.
We'll
the
discuss
game's
that
definitely
one day.
changed. You were more of a power guy, huh?
Inside, baby.
So all of these things are so important. We got to take those into consideration, and it just helps us to do things better.
Can you recommend any sleep monitoring stuff for us? I mean, you mentioned a couple applications, but is there anything that you feel strongly about?
Yeah, one thing, and I don't even know how much it costs.
Okay.
So I like all those apps, experiment with it. Data. You know, there's a lot of things that we can get and learn about ourselves and use that to better ourselves. All those apps are out there and free. But I got, today I opened up the Fast Company magazine, and this is...
We don't want a slow company unless they're making like molasses or something.
This is March 2017. So great magazine. It's got that's Jeff Bezos on the top.
Mm-hmm. I don't know him, but
from Amazon.
Who, Amazon?
That is the brains, the guy behind Amazon.
Yeah.
Pretty interesting guy. He's also on a space mission, just like all of the rich multi-billionaires.
To the moon, Alice.
So there's about an 8-page insert near the end of that magazine from Serta.
Oh.
And so it starts with the eye comfort, then it goes into comfort that cradle supports and cools, a new bed, new mattress.
Nice.
Cool. Who doesn't want to sleep on a cool mattress versus a hot mattress, I guess, unless it's wintertime. Comfort reimagined with the best of both worlds, right? You get your setting, your spouse gets your setting.
Yeah, I'm dreaming of that day. We are discussing a sleep number bed.
Nice. But
yes,
don't. There's something new. The
I said
coup de
discussing.
grace.
We're discussing.
They have something here.
Are they paying you to advertise, buddy?
I don't know, man. But if anybody buys this, invite me. This is called
to sleep
over.
over.
I mean, now it's you know what I mean. It's called the Sleep GPS. Check this thing out. I'm so hooked. It's got an app
where my mind is going at night.
Helping improve sleep through technology. So it's got
magic.
Highly advanced sensor technology. Your bed becomes a computer. What can be better than that? This is amazing. So check this out.
If you wet the bed, that could be a problem.
Yeah. So you got to be adult age and not incontinent or whatever.
Sorry about that. Yes.
It'll tell you, like, against your sleep goals. It'll tell you your sleep log. It has a sleep coach that says, hey, last night you went to bed earlier than usual and got 8 minutes more sleep. Keep it up. And a sleep alarm. This is great. Get this bed and tell us about it.
As long as it doesn't talk to me, because I can imagine myself yelling at my mattress and someone coming in going, what's wrong with you, man?
And their tagline is, this is our most intelligent foundation. I love it. I've got to get one.
All right, you guys, tell you what, here on Tech Talk 2020, when you buy that bed, we're going to do a show. Go to Sanjay's house and check the bed out. Well, listen, guys, we are running out of time. It's so quick here. Oh, it's been a pleasure being here on Tech Talk 2020 tonight. Mike Carswell with Sanjay Parker here on WINT Radio, 1330 AM and 101.5 FM. And we were on Facebook Live. So glad you guys joined us on Facebook Live. Tell you what, next week we'll talk a little bit more about some more stuff. And it's all about getting smarter together. That's our goal. Sanjay, we'll say goodbye to everybody.
Goodbye, everybody.
Pat O'Brien Chevrolet has every major brand of tire for every make and model, and we're offering a 30-day price match guarantee. Find a better price within 30 days and we'll refund the difference. And we're offering a tire and alignment check absolutely free at Pat O'Brien Chevrolet.
Al Salawan started his career as a movie theater usher, learning the business before opening his very first Atlas Cinemas. A true entrepreneur, Al worked hard, establishing a world-class organization. He surrounded himself with good people, providing impeccable service. All these years later, the Salawan family continues with the entrepreneurial spirit to expand his vision of independent Atlas Cinema theaters in Menor, Euclid, Mayfield, and Elyria. Locally owned, lovingly operated. Purchase tickets for all movies in Atlas Cinemas now at self-serve lobby kiosks or online at atlascinemas.net.
What doesn't Great Scott Tavern in Euclid offer? They have it all, from happy hour to Thursday barbecue ribs to Sunday brunch to 5 big screens to watch your favorite sports team. The ambiance is stunning and the food superb. Visit GreatScottTavern.com for their full menu.
Dominion reminds customers to know the warning signs for a natural gas leak. If a customer smells natural gas, they should leave the house immediately and call the gas company from a safe distance away. Do not attempt to locate the leak or remain in the building. Do not smoke or use lighters, matches, or other open flames. Do not turn any electrical switches, appliances, or lights on or off. Call Dominion at 1-877-542-2630. Remember, Dominion provides 24-hour emergency service 7 days a week.
Hi, I'm Dr. Bob Marshall, PhD, host of Healthline. Promote your cardiovascular health, support your joints, and enhance your mood and memory with pure EPA, DHA, omega-3 fatty acids. Buy 2 bottles, get the third one free. Call 800-370-3447. That's 800-370-3447.
Catch Healthline weeknights at 6:30 here on Integrity Radio, WINT.
You're listening to Integrity Radio, WINT, AM 1330, 101.5 FM, Willoughby, Cleveland.
Other good sources. The body functions best when you eat a 4-to-1 ratio of omega-6s and omega-3s. Fat that's good for you.
Where does the love for a car come from? If the car is a Subaru Legacy, the answer would be the symmetrical all-wheel drive. Power goes to all 4 wheels all the time for optimum grip. The Subaru Boxer engine's lower center of gravity makes the Subaru Legacy more responsive around corners and gets better fuel economy than front-wheel drive competitors. What you have then is a mid-size sedan with grip, handling, and enviable fuel economy. It's no wonder it turns people into people who love cars. Love, it's what makes a Subaru a Subaru.
I'm Bob DeRigo Jones, and this is Let's Be Fair. This year marks the 100th anniversary of when the Girl Scouts started selling cookies. It all started in Muskogee, Oklahoma. The organization has seen a lot of changes over the past century, but nothing illustrates how much things have changed quite like this next story. The leader of the Girl Scouts in one of the largest metropolitan areas in the country once told me they had to